Yeah, and we saw that as well with Intel, which recently announced laying off 15,000 employees. Obviously, they've had a tough road in front of them ever since pretty much Nvidia stole their lunch. But I think it makes sense when you look at Intel's what Intel announced. They said we're laying off 15,000 people because basically we have more employees now than we did in our heyday when we were making more money. So, that is very basic math. You have to you have to employ at the rate that you make money, and Intel is just not keeping up. But I think it also speaks to how we are seeing this fundamental changing of the guard right now, which is really hard to adjust to if you have had traditionally had millions of dollars associated with one vendor for decades. All of a sudden, this is a transitional period where you have to start shifting money pretty substantially in your portfolio, and simply making incremental changes is not necessarily a good move. You could easily be stuck with a dinosaur very quickly if you are not willing to go all in on the next generation of technologies and choose wisely.
Yeah, this one was hard for me for a few reasons. I think I of all of the sort of legacy players, like I'm pretty bearish on IBM, I'm pretty bearish on SAP, I'm pretty bearish on Oracle. I think they all have long runway and they're all trying, and what have you. But I've always had sort of this soft spot in my heart for Intel. I think that they have for many years have tried to, they've been in a tough position. They were chip makers. They were, they did the whole Intel Inside to try to get named, but they were the behind the scenes, and in an era where for most of us we just didn't think about chips. We just didn't care about it. It wasn't, a truly a driving factor in any way. But they still try to be very good, I would argue, industry citizens, and invested a lot in the industry to educate and to help move things forward. And so I feel like they've done a lot of the right things. They've also been recipients, I believe, the largest recipient of funds from the CHIPS Act, as part of this effort by the U.S. government to regain some control of chip manufacturing here in the U.S. And the hard part for Intel is that they were, much like Google, much like others, sort of missed this ball. They didn't see the pitch coming. But the difference is with chips, the cycle time to get up to speed and start producing a new product is massively long. And so even with the help of the CHIPS Act, what this is a sign of, a recognition of, is that they are not going to be able to do a rapid pivot. There's no quick change here, and so they have to retrench and come out of it. Now, I have faith that I do believe that they're in a pretty good position to have a fighting chance to come back, more so than many others. But they're going to be in for a rough road for a while, so it's definitely going to be a challenging time.
Yeah, I find the chip market fascinating in that I'm not just blowing smoke here. None of them are clients. None of them talk to me at all. But I think the CEOs at the chip companies are some of the smartest people in tech overall, whether it be Jensen Huang, AMD's Lisa Su, Intel's Pat Gelsinger. Like, these are all people who are massively smart and understand tech markets extremely well. But Pat Gelsinger has a lot to a lot to fix, and honestly, it has been a bloated company. But at the same time, we are talking about one of the big innovators in supply chain in the United States, and one that has fundamentally driven the tech market. And probably what is good for Intel is good for the tech market as a whole. So hoping the best for them. But